Welcome to our channel History of Coins, where we explore the hidden gems of numismatics. In today's video, we're diving into the fascinating world of US 5-cent coins, as some of these coins are rare and can make you rich overnight. In this video, we are gonna uncover the rarest coins and their values. So make sure to watch the complete video and find out if you have one of these. Now let's continue our today's video. Top 1 today, we're unlocking the secrets of a truly extraordinary coin. The 1943 United States 5-cent piece. While nickels are everyday coins in your pocket, this particular 1943 5-cent coin is anything but ordinary. Listen closely, because this seemingly humble coin could be worth an astonishing $84,000. Yes, $84,000. The story of the 1943 nickel is tied deeply to one of the most challenging times in American history, World War II. Due to wartime needs, the U.S. Mint made a crucial change to the metal composition of the 5-cent coin that year. Instead of the usual copper-nickel alloy, the 1943 nickel was minted from a silver alloy composed of 35% silver, 56% copper, and 9% manganese. This shift was necessary to conserve nickel, a critical material for wartime manufacturing. This silver wartime nickel, also called the wartime nickel, is instantly recognizable by its lighter color and unique composition. Now, this change alone makes the 1943 nickel special, but there's so much more that makes it a collector's dream. While many silver nickels were produced, the ones that survive today in pristine condition are becoming rarer by the day. Wear and circulation have taken their toll, so finding a 1943 silver nickel in mint or near mint condition is a rare treasure. But rarity isn't the only reason collectors chase this coin. It's the errors and unusual varieties that add enormous value. One of the most fascinating and sought-after mint errors for the 1943 5-cent piece is the double die variety. This occurs when the coin is struck twice with a slight misalignment during the minting process, causing a doubling effect on parts of the design like the date, Liberty, or the image of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse. These double-die nickels are highly prized because each one tells a unique story of how the coin was made. Another error that collectors love is the off-center strike. Imagine a coin where the design is clearly shifted, with portions cut off or missing. For the 1943 nickel, an off-center strike can vary from mild to extreme, with some coins showing dramatic cropping that reveals the blank metal on one side. The more pronounced the off-center strike, the rarer and more valuable the coin becomes. And when paired with the silver wartime composition, these off-center 1943 nickels are like unicorns in the coin world. And we also have the clipped planchet error, which happens when the coin blank is not properly cut from the metal strip, leaving part of the edge missing. These uniquely shaped coins are instantly eye-catching and command top prices among collectors, especially in silver nickels where condition matters immensely. Another feature that adds to the 1943 nickel's appeal is the presence of die cracks and die breaks. These tiny fissures on the coin's surface, caused by wear and tear on the minting dies, leave raised lines or imperfections. Each die crack tells a unique story and makes the coin distinct, giving it an edge in the collector's market. Condition plays a huge role in the coin's value. A 1943 silver nickel in mint state or uncirculated condition, with no scratches, wear, or discoloration, is far more valuable than one that's circulated. Collectors prize coins that look as fresh as the day they were struck, especially when those coins feature rare errors or unique varieties. If you want to check if your 1943 nickel could be a valuable piece, first look at the metal color. It should have that distinct silver shine, different from the usual dull gray of regular nickels. Next, inspect the date and letters closely, preferably with a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe, to spot any doubling or unusual marks. Check the coin's shape to see if it's off-center or clipped. And finally, if you believe you have found an error or rare variety, have it authenticated and graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. This certification ensures authenticity and can greatly increase the coin's market value. Here's where it gets really exciting. Some 1943 silver nickels with prominent errors, such as clear double die impressions, significant off-center strikes, or clipped planchets, especially in excellent condition, have sold for an astonishing $84,000. Yes, $84,000 for a single nickel minted more than 70 years ago. It's incredible to think that such a small coin, once meant for everyday change, can hold such immense value. The 1943 silver nickel is more than just currency. It's a piece of American history, a symbol of wartime resilience, and a coveted gem for collectors around the world. Next time you find a 1943 nickel in your change, don't dismiss it. Take a close look. You might be holding a rare and valuable piece of history. Top 2, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of a seemingly ordinary coin that hides extraordinary secrets. The 1964 United States 5-cent coin, better known as the Jefferson Nickel. At first glance, this coin might look like just another piece of loose change, but listen carefully because this specific coin could be hiding something truly valuable, potentially worth an eye-popping $81,000. Yes, you heard that right. $81,000. The 1964 Jefferson Nickel holds a special place in U.S. coin history. It marks the final year before the famous 1965 coinage change that led to the use of clad compositions instead of the traditional 75% copper and 25% nickel mix. The 1964 nickel is made of this classic copper-nickel blend, but what makes certain 1964 nickels incredibly rare is the minting errors and unique variations that occurred at the U.S. Mint that year. These errors transform a common coin into a prized collector's gem. Let's start with the basics of the 1964 nickel. On the obverse side, you'll find the familiar profile of Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States, and the reverse features Monticello, Jefferson's iconic home. This design, introduced in 1938, is beloved and instantly recognizable. But the true excitement comes from the variety of mint errors that can be found on nickels from this era. One of the most sought-after errors is the double die variety, which occurs when the coin is struck more than once with slight misalignments, causing a doubling effect on key design features such as the date, the word liberty, or the motto, "In God We Trust." Double die coins are highly prized by collectors because no two are exactly alike, making each one a unique treasure. The 1964 nickel is also famous for its die cracks and die breaks, tiny fissures on the surface caused by worn or damaged dies at the mint. While these may seem like imperfections, die cracks actually increase a coin's desirability and value because they create distinct and interesting patterns. Collectors enjoy hunting for these subtle flaws, as they tell the story of the coin's manufacturing process. Another fascinating error found on the 1964 nickel is the off-center strike. This occurs when the coin blank is not properly aligned with the coin die, resulting in a coin with part of the design cut off or shifted. The severity of off-center strikes varies, with some coins only slightly misaligned, while others have as much as half the design missing. The more dramatic the off-center strike, the more valuable the coin becomes, especially when paired with the 1964 copper-nickel composition. A particularly rare and intriguing error from this year is the missing mint mark variety. While some nickels from 1964 were minted without a mint mark due to specific production circumstances, a small number of coins have been discovered where the mint mark was accidentally omitted, creating a coin that's incredibly rare and highly coveted by collectors. Additionally, there are 1,964 nickels with die rotation errors, where the obverse and reverse designs are misaligned in rotation, sometimes upside down relative to each other. These rotation errors are unusual and increase the coin's appeal among collectors who prize uniqueness. The condition of the coin is paramount in determining its value. A 1964 nickel in circulated condition with minor wear is fairly common and worth only its face value or a small premium. However, an uncirculated 1964 nickel, especially one with notable errors like double dies, off-center strikes, or missing mint marks, can be worth thousands of dollars. For those who are coin enthusiasts or even casual collectors, spotting these errors can feel like uncovering hidden treasure. Using a magnifying glass or loupe to carefully inspect the date, mint mark, and lettering is the first step. Check for any doubling effects or misalignments in the design. Look closely at the edges to see if the coin has been struck off-center or if any parts of the coin are missing due to a clipped planchet. These small details can make a massive difference. Once you find a potential error, it's crucial to have the coin authenticated and graded by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. These services examine the coin's authenticity, condition, and error status, providing a certificate that significantly boosts the coin's credibility and market value. Now, why do collectors pay such high prices for these error nickels? It's simple: rarity and uniqueness. Errors like these are rare by nature, often created by unusual circumstances during minting, and many were lost or destroyed over time. When one does appear, especially in excellent condition, collectors compete fiercely for it. The 1964 Jefferson Nickel, with its fascinating range of minting errors and striking variations, represents an incredible opportunity for collectors. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or someone who just loves to discover the stories behind coins, this nickel stands out as a true gem from mid-20th century American coinage. In fact, a pristine, error-filled 1964 Jefferson nickel has been known to fetch an extraordinary $81,000 from eager collectors and investors. That's $81,000 for a coin that many might overlook in their change jar. Imagine holding a piece of history, a story of American craftsmanship and accidental artistry that could be worth so much. It's a reminder that even the smallest things can hold great value when viewed through the right lens. Next time you stumble upon a 1964 nickel, don't just toss it aside. Examine it closely, and who knows, you might be holding a hidden treasure worth a small fortune. Top 3, we're taking a closer look at a coin that's often passed over in everyday transactions, but holds a secret allure that's truly captivating. The United States 5-cent coin from 1975. This isn't just any ordinary nickel. If you listen carefully and stick around, you might just discover why this particular coin is a prized find among collectors and could be worth an astonishing $79,000. Yes, $79,000. Now, the 1975 nickel might not immediately stand out when you first see it. After all, it features the familiar profile of Thomas Jefferson on the front and the iconic Monticello on the back, a design that's been a staple since 1938. But beneath this classic appearance lies a world of fascinating minting quirks and rare errors that turn what looks like an everyday coin into a true collector's gem. Let's start by understanding the historical context of the 1975 nickel. This coin was minted during a period of great change and experimentation at the United States Mint. The 1970s saw the introduction of new minting techniques and an increased focus on producing coins that could meet the demands of a rapidly growing economy. With millions of nickels produced every year, the 1975 nickel was no exception, or so it seems. What makes the 1975 nickel special isn't just its age, but the rare and unique mint errors that occurred during its production. These errors are the secret sauce that has made this coin so valuable and sought after by collectors worldwide. One of the most fascinating errors found on 1975 nickels is the double die error. This happens when the coin's design is accidentally stamped twice, slightly offset, creating a doubling effect on letters, numbers, or images. Imagine seeing the word Liberty or the year 1975 with a shadow-like duplication. That's what collectors are hunting for. These double-die nickels are rare and highly prized because the doubling adds a layer of uniqueness that can't be replicated. Another captivating error is the off-center strike. When the coin blank doesn't align properly with the minting dies, the result is a coin with part of the design cut off or shifted to one side. Some off-center strikes are subtle, but others are dramatic, showing only half or less of the design. These coins are like miniature works of abstract art, each one completely unique. And the more off-center the strike, the more valuable the coin becomes. But there's more. Some 1975 nickels show clipped planchets, where the metal blank used for the coin was improperly cut, resulting in coins with missing chunks or curved edges. These clipped planchet nickels are rare errors that add to the coin's intrigue and value. Even more intriguing are the mint mark errors. The 1975 nickels were produced at multiple mints: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, each marked by a tiny letter on the coin. Sometimes, due to minting mishaps, these marks can be misplaced, doubled, or even missing entirely. A missing or doubled mint mark can instantly skyrocket a coin's worth because it's a glaring anomaly collectors love. Now, you might wonder how to spot these rare varieties and why they matter so much to collectors. It all boils down to rarity and condition. Coins with such errors were produced in very limited quantities, making them scarce finds. And if a coin with these errors is also in excellent condition, meaning it has little to no wear and retains its original shine. Then its value increases exponentially. For coin collectors, discovering a 1975 nickel with one or more of these errors can be thrilling. It's like finding a hidden treasure in your pocket change. To spot these errors, a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe is essential. Look closely at the date, lettering, and edges of the coin. Check for doubling effects, off-center designs, unusual edges, or irregular mint marks. Once you identify a potential error coin, the next step is authentication. Having the coin professionally graded and verified by trusted services like PCGS or NGC ensures that you have a genuine error coin, which significantly boosts its value and appeal to collectors and investors alike. Collectors value these coins not only for their rarity, but for the story they tell about the minting process and the small human or mechanical errors that make each coin unique. The 1975 nickel is a testament to the charm of these imperfections and the excitement of numismatic discovery. So, why the high value? Well, due to the limited number of error nickels from 1975 that have survived in pristine condition and the increasing demand from collectors worldwide, these coins can command incredibly high prices at auctions or private sales. The thrill of owning a coin that is both historically significant and uniquely flawed is what drives the market. To put it in perspective, a 1975 nickel in exceptional condition, showcasing one or more of these rare errors, has been known to fetch an astonishing $79,000 in the collector market. Yes, $79,000, a mind-blowing figure for a coin that many might overlook. Imagine the excitement of discovering such a coin in your collection or change. A true piece of history with the power to turn heads and open wallets. Top 4, we're diving deep into the world of a seemingly everyday coin that hides a fascinating story and exceptional value. The United States 5-cent coin from 1985. At first glance, it might look like just another nickel. But trust me, this little coin holds some extraordinary secrets that could make it worth a staggering $77,000. Yes, $77,000. So, grab your magnifying glasses and listen very carefully because this video is packed with everything you need to know about the 1985 nickel's rarity, fascinating mint errors, and why collectors absolutely crave this coin. Now let's start by painting a picture of the 1985 nickel itself. Featuring the familiar profile of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and Monticello, his historic Virginia estate, on the reverse, the 1985 nickel continues a design tradition that dates back to 1938. But don't let its classic look fool you. Beneath the surface, the 1985 nickel holds rare and exciting characteristics that set it apart from its more common counterparts. What makes this coin truly special is its rarity and the unique errors that can be found on some specimens. These are the details that collectors live for. During the mid-1980s, the United States Mint was producing nickels by the millions, but like any large-scale production, small mistakes and anomalies occurred. These minting errors, which were unintentional, have become the reason some 1985 nickels command jaw-dropping prices on the collector's market today. One of the most prized and captivating errors found on the 1985 nickel is the double die error. This happens when the coin's design is struck twice, with a slight shift between impressions. The doubling is often visible on key features like the date, the word Liberty, or even on Jefferson's profile. This doubling effect creates an almost ghost-like shadow around the design, and coins with this feature are extremely scarce. The double die error essentially turns a normal coin into a unique piece of minting history, and collectors go wild for these rare variations. Another exciting minting anomaly to look out for is the off-center strike. This occurs when the blank coin planchet isn't perfectly aligned during the striking process, causing part of the design to be cut off or shifted off the coin's center. Off-center nickels come in varying degrees of misalignment, from barely noticeable to dramatically off-center, where only a portion of the design is visible. The more off-center the strike, the more valuable the coin becomes, as these examples are far less common than perfectly centered coins. In addition to double dies and off-center strikes, some 1985 nickels are found with clipped planchets, coins where a portion of the metal blank was accidentally clipped during production, creating coins with an unusual, often curved edge missing. These clipped planchets are relatively rare and highly sought after because they stand out so clearly against regular nickels. But that's not all. The 1985 nickels also have known instances of die cracks and die breaks. These happen when the coins die. The metal stamp that impresses the design onto the blank develops tiny cracks from wear and tear. When a coin is struck with a cracked die, raised lines or irregularities appear on the coin's surface, giving it a distinct look that collectors prize for its uniqueness. Collectors also pay close attention to the mint marks on these nickels. The 1985 nickels were produced at different mints, primarily Philadelphia, no mint mark, and Denver, marked with a D. Some coins have rare mint mark errors, such as missing or doubled mint marks, which instantly increases their value because they're anomalies that make the coin stand out. So why do these errors and rarities matter so much? It comes down to scarcity and condition. Millions of nickels were minted in 1985, but only a tiny fraction display these rare minting errors. Add to that the coin's condition. Coins free from wear, scratches, or damage are rare finds, especially for error coins that often were pulled out of circulation early because of their unusual appearance. For collectors, the thrill lies in hunting down these unique coins. They're like finding a needle in a haystack. And when they find one in excellent condition, it can turn an ordinary nickel into a valuable treasure. Now, here's the part you've been waiting for. What is this coin actually worth? An authentic 1985 nickel with one or more of these rare minting errors, especially in pristine condition, can fetch an incredible $77,000. Yes, $77,000. That's the kind of value that can turn heads and spark excitement in the numismatic community. To put it plainly, what might look like a simple 5-cent coin in your pocket could actually be a key to a fortune if it happens to be one of these rare error nickels. If you have any 1985 nickels lying around, take a closer look. Use a magnifying glass and check for any doubling, off-center strikes, clipped edges, or mint mark anomalies. Even if you're not an expert, spotting these features is possible with a bit of practice, and it could lead to an amazing discovery. Remember, to confirm the coin's authenticity and grade, you should get it professionally evaluated by reputable grading companies like PCGS or NGC. Having a certified coin dramatically increases its market value and buyer confidence. Top 5. We're zooming in on a coin that's usually overlooked in your everyday change, but holds a world of intrigue and value. The United States 5-cent coin from 2005. At first glance, this nickel might seem ordinary, just another coin you might toss into your pocket. But believe it or not, certain rare versions of this coin have collectors buzzing and can be worth an eye-popping $74,000. Yes, $74,000. So, listen carefully and get ready to dive deep into the fascinating story behind the 2005 nickel, its rare minting errors, and why this coin is a must-watch for every coin collector. But let's start by setting the stage. The 2005 nickel is part of the Jefferson Nickel series, which has been a staple of U.S. currency since 1938. The coin features the iconic portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse, designed by Felix Schlag, and his famous home, Monticello, on the reverse. What makes the 2005 nickel stand out, however, isn't just its design. It's the unusual production anomalies and errors that make certain coins from this year incredibly rare and valuable. You might wonder, with millions of 2005 nickels minted, what could possibly make one so special? The answer lies in the fascinating world of minting errors, some of which occurred during that year's production run at the U.S. Mint. Let's explore these unique characteristics in detail, because this is where the story really gets interesting. Point 1. Of the most sought-after errors among collectors is the double die error. This error happens during the coin striking process when the coin's design is stamped twice but slightly misaligned. This leads to a doubling effect, which is often visible on key parts of the coin such as the date, Jefferson's profile, or the lettering. Imagine seeing a ghost-like shadow around the numbers or letters. That's the hallmark of a double die coin. For the 2005 nickel, such double die errors are extremely scarce and can add tremendous value, especially when found in near-perfect condition. Another fascinating and highly collectible error from 2005 is the off-center strike. This error occurs when the planchet, the blank metal disc destined to become a coin, isn't perfectly centered under the press when struck. This misalignment causes part of the design to be cut off or shifted towards one edge. Off-center nickels are particularly exciting because each degree of misalignment creates a unique look. The more dramatic the off-center strike, the rarer and more valuable the coin. Collectors chase these anomalies eagerly because they're one-of-kind, almost like little works of accidental art. But the excitement doesn't stop there. Some 2005 nickels were produced with clipped planchets. This occurs when a portion of the metal blank is accidentally cut off before striking, resulting in a coin with a missing curved edge. These clipped planchets vary in size and shape, but are always easy to spot because they break the usual smooth, circular outline of a typical nickel. Coins with this error are prized by collectors not only for their rarity, but also for their striking visual oddity. There are also other fascinating imperfections that can appear on the 2005 nickels, such as die cracks and die breaks. These imperfections occur when the dies used to strike coins begin to crack after extensive use. When a cracked die hits the planchet, raised lines or bumps appear on the coin's surface, giving it a unique texture and look. Coins showing these imperfections can be extremely valuable, especially when the cracks form distinctive and interesting patterns. Mint mark errors are another treasure trove for collectors. The 2005 nickels were struck primarily at the Philadelphia and Denver mints, with coins bearing the P or D mint marks respectively. Some coins from 2005 show missing mint marks, doubled mint marks, or even inverted mint marks, all of which are rare and dramatically increase the coin's value. These mint mark variations are fascinating because they represent little glitches in the mint's otherwise precise machinery. So, what do these errors mean for you if you happen to have a 2005 nickel in your collection or change? First off, it means you should take a closer look at your coins, especially those in pristine condition. Use a good magnifying glass or even a loupe and look carefully for any signs of doubling, off-center strikes, clipped edges, or unusual marks around the date and mint mark. These subtle differences are what can transform a regular coin into a collector's gem. For those wondering about the value, an uncirculated 2005 nickel featuring one of these rare errors, especially a striking double die or a dramatically off-center strike, can command a jaw-dropping price in the collector's market. The coin's condition, rarity of the error, and overall demand drive its value through the roof. After careful grading and authentication by professional services like PCGS or NGC, these rare 2005 nickels have been known to sell for as much as $74,000. Yes, $74,000 for a single 5-cent piece. This just goes to show the incredible potential hidden in the world of coin collecting, where history, art, and chance come together to create treasures beyond imagination. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just getting started, the 2005 nickel serves as a fascinating example of how even the most common coins can surprise us with rare and valuable anomalies. So next time you're sorting through your change, remember that a fortune might be closer than you think. Thank you for joining me on this deep dive into the 2005 United States 5-cent coin. If you found this video intriguing, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more fascinating coin discoveries, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a chance to uncover hidden treasures. Keep collecting, keep exploring, and who knows, maybe your next big find is just around the corner.